Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can catch us live, we want to welcome you to this session of Facebook Live. Can you kindly tell us where you're logging in from? Are you logging in from 254 or what's your country code? We'd like to know. Anybody catching us? We want to see where you are logging in from. And we appreciate you so very much. We appreciate you for logging in, for coming, for keeping time. So thank you very much. And don't come alone. Tag your friend, tag your colleague, tag someone. Don't come to this meeting alone. It is not good to be here alone. So just tag someone. Tell us where you're logging in from. We appreciate you for being here with us. Today we want to talk about business, and we want to discuss a playbook. We want to talk about your business success playbook. What does that even mean? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? Yeah, so if you are here, can you kindly tag someone else? Tell us where you are logging in from. We will really appreciate if you don't come alone. And from the last time we did a live, we got a lot of feedback. Happy to see that we discussed about business challenges. So even as we learn how to navigate those business challenges, today we can do something different. Like we can discuss the business success playbook. What does it mean? Today is 1st of May, 2025, the long-awaited month. For those of you who have been following us, me, Coach Irene, Coach Jan, you know that since November last year, we've been talking about a mentorship program. We've talked about it. Some of you have registered, and we thank you very much. If you've registered for the mentorship group, would you kindly let us know in the comment section? That would be amazing. Who has already registered? We've seen some of you bringing your friends, your relatives, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, people you work with. We've seen some of you really, really working hard to not to be alone in this mentorship group. All right, so it's now 1st of May. So we started this on the 6th of May. So we have a few days to go. So finally we are here. We are here. We really thank God. It's been many months now, November, December, January, February, March, and April. We've done a whole 6 months of just creating awareness, letting you in, telling you about the value of the program. So it's a good time for everyone to jump in and start. All right, so who has already joined the mentorship group? We want to see one or two. I'm looking at the comments. Who has already joined the mentorship group? We would love to see. Rodalie, I see you're watching. Very good to see you. Mudoni Pauline, very good to see you. Aro Tamas. That other name. Selena, thank you for making it easy. Selena, good to see you. Ketwa Evans, good to see you. Coach Lucy Njine, good to see you. Gladys Kiprop, long time. Good to see you. Kirop, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. So we want to see one or two people. If you've joined the mentorship group already, the mentorship program. We appreciate you and we thank you very much for being part of that. And we want to say this is one of the things. There are many things that we do. You can't carry your brother to a master's class. You can't even carry your sisters to your Form 1 class, even if you love them so much. It's difficult to carry your wife to a PhD class. Some of those things we do them individually. But to this class, you can come with the whole of your family because this is mentorship. This is not academic. This is not rules and regulations. This is life. This is something good. This is something you can bring your colleagues into. You can't tell your colleague, I'm now doing a master's degree in epidemiology. Please come, we go and do. No, that's not what you do. But you can tell your colleague, there's this mentorship group that I am in, and I would want you to come. We are going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about AI. We will be talking about business structures, business strategies. We will be bringing mentors from across the globe, our coaches, our friends in business from different parts of the world, from different sectors in this country, captains of industry, and all that. And Selena says, I've not joined, I've not registered, but next week I will. Maureen, I would ask you to kindly share the registration details in case there's someone who would want to register for the mentorship group. It's only 15,000 Kenya shillings. Imagine you're only paying like 1,000 every month for that kind of mentorship and 3,000 for registration. It's not cheap, it's just affordable. We just took a lot of time to decide on that pricing. This is mentorship, really, and we live to that word. So once again, I want to really thank you for coming. Thank you, Immaculate. Could you kindly help us share this with your networks? Bring them in. Let's see you sharing. And do not forget that in a few days, on the 6th of May, we start the mentorship group. Our first session will happen on that day. Please do not come alone. This is one of those things that you want to carry people around. This is one of those good decisions that you don't want to make alone. You know, 1 year from now, 1 year from 6th of May, you will have learned so much. There are good things that will happen in that program, that's for sure. But most importantly, it's the transformation that will have happened to those who join. Imagine you and your cousins next year meeting and saying, thank you so much for bringing me to this program. Some nice things happened to me. So we have given you permission to come to this mentorship group with your networks. This is the only place you don't come alone. You come with others. This is the only class you don't, we allow you to bring the friends, bring the relatives, bring the colleagues, bring the workmates, even bring those ones you don't feel too good about. They probably will transform. Yeah, so we want to discuss your real business playbook. What does it contain? What does that playbook contain? What have we practiced and we would like to share? We will be breaking this into 3 parts. I will tackle one of the parts, Coach Irene will tackle another part, Jan will tackle another part, but we are open for questions. Whatever other question you want to feel like asking us concerning business, you can type it in the comment section. Maureen will help us see it. Yeah, so you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to probably, maybe you've been attending these live sessions and there's something you didn't understand. We welcome you. For those who would want to join the mentorship group, we also welcoming you to ask questions. All right. And one of the things I must say, because I've now run a business for more than 10 years, is that business is not child play. Business is war. Business isn't just about vibes and inshallah. No, and happiness and having fun. A lot of times when we meet as business people, my friend was telling me, hey, I need someone to start a group for entrepreneurs. so that we can just go and be ourselves and share the challenges and share where we are coming from and all the things that we go through. Business is not very, very easy, but we keep doing it. We keep growing. We keep encouraging each other. We keep forming communities to encourage each other and to grow together. So what are some of them? For me, I would like to break it down into 4 fundamentals that people keep misunderstanding and bring my own perspective into it. Even as I keep thanking you very much for coming to this live, help us share the live. If you can see this, share it to 1 or 2 groups. Invite your friends and let them come to this live. So one of the things I would like to discuss when it comes to business is really positioning. I am personally very thankful for social media. I am very thankful for these platforms, all of them, Facebook, Twitter, aka X, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat. Today, a Gen Z was telling me, why are you not on Snapchat? I said I'm on Snapchat, but I keep forgetting that I'm on Snapchat. But why are you not selling there? Why are you not selling on Pinterest? And many other platforms. I'm personally really grateful for those platforms. Those platforms are there to help us give out our message, share what we know, pass what we know, help people with the gift that we bring with the gift that we have and we are bringing to the table. But what usually happens, so that business sometimes can feel really difficult, is you know something, you know that you have a solution, you carry that solution with you, but the positioning is not really good. So you don't position yourself very well. So people do not know you for something. They do not know you for something and they don't know why you are different. You haven't positioned yourself to be this person that people can reach out to you for this particular thing. And why are you different from other people? Why should they not go to B and come to you A? Like Coach Maureen, why should people who want to talk about, the Queen's crown, why should they come to Maureen and not go to that other person? So positioning is very key. And most of us, the reason why our positioning is poor, because we talk about so many diverse things at the same time. You are into very many things. People don't even know what you're about. It's good to take care of that positioning and make sure that you're consistent. Which message do I always talk about online? I talk about monetizing your online presence through maybe AI, through social media, through digital marketing, but making sure that you are monetizing what you know. You're making sure that whenever you are online, at least whatever you know can pay you. That's the message I personally will always be talking about. So you can imagine if I talk about that today, then tomorrow I travel, I see some very good art, I buy those pieces, I bring them online. I tell you now, I would like you to buy this art is amazing. And then after a few days, a friend of mine calls me, we get into manufacturing together. We get very good clothes. The other day I saw brands, a Chinese bringing out the brands. Then we start selling Chanel. And in 1 year's time, you lose authority because who are you? What do people know you for? Are you now selling clothes? Are you selling spare parts? Are you selling phones? Are you selling vehicles? Are you selling a service? You are now talking about AI. Tomorrow you'll be talking about what else? Different things. And that really does not position you well. So for me, the playbook says you must position properly. People must know you for one thing. At least they must know you for something. And I know the question people ask me a lot is, but Betty, I'm gifted in different areas. I am so gifted in very many other areas. That's fine. There are people who are gifted much. and gifted in different areas, but this is what I would say. Find one that grounds you, one area that grounds you, then find a way of letting all these other things support that one particular area. So if it's coaching, you just find I can be a coach, then find everything else that's going to support you to become a coach. Or find something that grounds you. You cannot be various. If you are various, then people do not know. They will be very happy telling you, you encourage us so much. You know, that person, they clap for you. But when it comes to paying, it's not you they will pay. They will go pay another person. So you'll be so pained saying that person wasted my time. They keep looking out. They keep asking me questions. But I've also realized that they have another person helping them on the side. The other person helping them on the side, it's because that person kept saying, I can help you with your financial literacy. Kwisha maneno. That was the song throughout. As we continue to point number 2, I want to thank everyone who is watching. Please help us share this. And also really appreciate those ones who have already registered for the mentorship program. I wanted to see who has registered. Let me see if I'm able to read some of the comments. Who has registered for the mentorship program? I see Maureen tagging me. Maureen, nobody is here who has registered. I see Jennifer, I see Wanjiro. Anyway, we'll be seeing that. If I look at the comment, we will not be able to proceed with this live, but really want to thank those ones who have registered. May is here. We are excited that May is here because this is the month that we do that thing, the mentorship group. And so if you'd want to be in a community of people who know what they're doing, there's a lot going on online, a lot. You get to choose which camp you want to belong to. I hope that you choose to belong to the camp, people who want to learn more about business. And the other thing I see that is very important in the playbook is your messaging. What's your message? Is it clear? Is it compelling? Is it credible? What is that? How are you messaging? How are you putting out your offer? Do you have an offer to start with? And then if you have an offer, what is that offer that you have? That one thing that you can say, this is my offer. Most people tell me, oh, I have a very big following online, but I'm not making money. I have a very big following online, but it doesn't mean anything to me. The reason it doesn't mean anything sometimes, there's no offer. What can people get from you? There's nothing. It's just normal motivation every day. And as we say, our business is not child play. Business is warm. And sometimes we do people a disservice by not having an offer that we can show them, this is how I can help you. So we keep encouraging, we keep sharing verses, we keep sharing this and that, but we don't have something really that we can say, this is how we can work together. If someone reads something amazing from you today and they need it tomorrow morning, where will they find it? They want to read that very good thing from you today, join your community, continue being part of what you're doing. So your messaging must be very clean. Your offer must be very clear and it must be compelling. It must show people this is how you come to help them. A lot of us make a mistake of rushing to say the price, the color, the length. That's not what people are looking for. People are looking for, how will this help my life? How will it make me feel? How will make me save money? Or how will it make me make more money? How will it help my life? That's what people are looking for. What are the benefits of joining the thing? What are the benefits of buying whatever you're offering? And point number 3 that I would like to talk about is the workflows. Do you have a workflow? Do you have a way of working? Once people reach out to you, how do they reach out to you? Can they DM you? Do you have a WhatsApp group? Do you have a Facebook group? Do you have an email that they can reach out to? How do they reach out to you? What's the system that you have created? Apart from them seeing you online, what else? How else do they reach out to you? Do you have a website that they can? The other day I went somewhere and someone came to see me and they were telling me, I want you to help me. In fact, they were saying they saw me some TV station, and because of that, they thought I can help them reach out to clients so that they can buy their product. And I asked, what are you selling? They have a very good product, because I took time to listen. So I said, that's fine. I personally don't need that product, but it's something maybe I can introduce to my friends, or I can find one or two people to talk about it, you know. So I say, where can I see your information? Do you have a brochure? Do you have a social media page? Do you have an IG handle? Are you on Twitter? Do you talk about, where do you talk about it? The person didn't have. Imagine they didn't have anywhere I could see extra information apart from them telling it to me. So I get back to them and I say, do you have a website on something or something? And they send me a link, which I click, and that link does not exist. It's those things that says under construction or something. I'm very patient. So I read back and say, okay, this link does not exist. The person says, do not worry about the website. But this thing that I offer, it's very good. At that point, I was like, you know what? Yani, I don't want to get involved in this. I don't know what it is. So how am I supposed to help that person? Sometimes we are like that. So we advertise for something, we talk about something. But when people want to see how it looks like, touch, look, have a feel, we don't have anything. We don't talk about it on our social media handles. We think we are disturbing people by talking about our offering. We don't have any landing page, even in this age of AI, where you can have a landing page from Canva, imagine, even basic Canva. You don't have a Facebook group. So there's nowhere. So your systems are broken. If your systems are broken, the business is broken. And then the last thing I would like to talk about is really consistency. The business playbook, and what I personally have learned about business is consistency. If you feel like doing it today, you do it. If you feel like you don't feel like doing it today, you still do it. Nobody glorifies an unknown product. Nobody buys an unknown product. Nobody buys an unknown service. Much as they love you so very much, if they don't see what you're offering, then there is a problem. What I tell my community come to me a lot of times, I tell them, you must open shop every single day. That lady that you buy clothes from, that lady that you buy your cabbage from, that lady that you buy your milk from, they will open business every single day. You go to buy milk, you'll find them there. Think about you wanting to go buy bread and you can't find that person there. Or think about an M-Pesa shop. You want to transact today, they've opened. Tomorrow they open at 2. The other day they open at 3. The other day it's holidays or they are not up. You grow weary. And that's what happens to most of us. We are not consistent, and especially online. Those who have physical businesses, they tend to be consistent because it's a natural thing to do. Wake up, prepare, go to work, wake up, prepare, go to the shop, wake up, prepare, go to the business, wake up, prepare, go to the office. It's almost natural. But those of us who do business online, some of us, we do business when we wish. So we don't post, we don't respond to clients, we do what we want when we want, and then we complain about business. So the playbook says you must open shop. Online or offline, open shop. On social media or physical shop, open shop. Answer questions. So that person who liked your post, they're not just a number. That love is not just some number you just see and say, okay, 10 people liked what I posted. Those are real human beings behind those emojis. Those are real human beings behind those reactions. So treat them like that. Think about yourself and that post that you usually decide to like. You don't just come from nowhere and say, oh, I'll go to Facebook and whichever post I see, I like. Absolutely not. There are things you see, you just pass. You see others, you're like, that really resonates. So you like it. So that person that responds to what you post needs your love, needs your attention, needs your care, and needs you to know that you realized that they were there. So be consistent, take care of your followers, take care of your business online. That's the playbook. That's the rule in the playbook. That's what it says. And if I am to close it at this point, I'll say this. At the beginning of this year, these social media platforms, every beginning of the year for me, I tend to check and see what are they saying, what are they talking about. And they said this year, most clients, most people online are looking for intimacy. Are you offering them that kind of intimacy? So I know I have gone on and on and on and on, but I want someone to maybe drop a question. What would you like to comment about that section, about what we've talked about? You know, that business is not just a joke, and you have to treat it as such. So as I move to the next section, I would like to invite your questions concerning the mentorship group. I would like to invite your questions concerning today's topic, even as you continue helping us to share, and also invite Jan to say something. Jan?
Thanks, Coach Betty, for that presentation. Hope you can hear me. And it's nice. So it's a pleasure being here. I guarantee you, it's not an AI talking. Just after Coach Betty has spoken, I know there are a lot of AI things around you. And yeah, I think also one of the things I'd like to talk about is, because we're talking about the business playbook and the challenges we have as business people, and how do you surmount these challenges. And I think one of the key areas, just to pick up on what Coach Betty talked about, was cash, right? So right now, globally, there's a cash crunch. Domestically, the economy is tough. And so the real the real challenge around cash, especially for business people, employed and also entrepreneurs alike, there is a big issue with cash. The dollar or the shilling won't take you as long as it would this same time last year. And it might get worse. So that's the reality. So as business people, how do we surmount that? What does the playbook say about that? And this playbook, we're just, of course, sharing just a small snippet, but we will, of course, then during our PDI Growth Mentorship Program, share this in more detail in terms of this playbook and how it can help you. So during those 12 sessions over 1 year, we'll have like a session every week with you. And I guess right now we have over close to 300 people have signed up. So if you have not signed up, great opportunity. As Coach Betty mentioned, it's only at an affordable rate of 15,000 shillings. So please feel free to sign up for that. So we're still taking in people who are signing up, even though we're kicking off on March 6th. So around cash, how do you surmount cash very quickly as a business person? I look at it at 3 levels. One is self-worth. So for those who are noting, it's just 3 levels. One is self-worth. The second one is net worth. And the third one is a high income skill, right? So just to repeat that again, self-worth, net worth, and a high income skill. So the first bit, when you, as a business person, if you want to surmount this cash crisis or cash issue, is to look at your mindset. To look at your mindset for around cash and around business. And I think this is one key thing that Coach Irene covers in the PDI Growth Mentorship Program. And self-worth, I'll keep it very simple, but the steps under that is one, to understand your self-esteem, because your self-esteem determines the extent to which you'll make money, the extent to which you interact with other business people, the extent to which you follow up for business opportunities. But that self-esteem comes from self-awareness, knowing who you are. And then beneath that, once we understand that self-awareness, of course, we can go to self-development. So self-esteem, self-awareness, and self-development. Once we manage all those three, then we're able to now prevent what we call self-sabotage, which is one reason a lot of business people, they don't grow. It's less about the micro and macro challenges that they have, the economy, the politics, and all these things, that the taxes and all this, and more about what's going on in their heads. And how do you surmount that? When I look at things like self-awareness, or I look at it on these basic levels: one, knowing who you are; two, knowing who you are not; and three, being the best version of who you are. So let me start there. It's knowing who you're not. That's the first one. Knowing who you are, which is the second one. And then third, being the best version of who you are. So that whole psychoanalysis of who am I as a person, why am I self-sabotaging, why do I have imposter syndrome, why do I not follow up on these business activities, why am I not posting as frequently, why am I not putting out videos or reels or contents, and the next person seems to be doing it as easy. That whole psychoanalysis of who we are and our personalities, which are often tied to culture, education, and religion, some of those can be inhibiting us from making cash. So that's the first bit on self-worth. Once you have tackled that self-worth, the next bit is net worth. So I've understood who I am, I've understood my business, I've managed to understand the mental blockers for me stepping out, I've surmounted that. The second bit is to have very good clarity on your net worth, which is your cash, right? And so net worth, I'll split it into two areas for business. The first bit is the cash reasons why you're in business. And the second bit is the cash flow, cash reasons and cash flow. So under cash reasons, why are we in business? Sometimes we say, oh, it's because we're there for impact. It's because I have passion. And that may be true, but the real core reason why we're there is for, again, I like working with threes. The top three reasons is to enrich ourselves, number one, enrich our families, number two, and enrich community, number three. That's the hierarchy of why we're in business. Self, family, and community. If you have those three locked down, and you're then you'll be very clear on your cash reason, and you'll wake up with that passion for doing business because it's tied into these people, and you're going to put out the content, and you're going to develop the product, and you're going to talk to the customers, and you're going to refine the product because it's tying into things which are very innate to yourself. If you're not clear about the cash reason for doing business, then you really struggle with your why for doing business. Yeah. So why am I even doing this? I'll just sleep in today, or I'll just watch a movie, or I'll try tomorrow. You're procrastinating. Yeah. So that's on the cash reason. But then there's the cash flow, which is the second bit of the net worth, which I'm talking about here. And now the cash flow, I have a very interesting ideology around business and money. I usually say cash flow is more important than profit. Profit is just a figure number. It's a calculated number. So today, if I ask you, how much money, Brian, do you have in your, how much money did you make in your business today? If you say, oh, we made a profit of 1 million shillings, the next question I'll ask is, can we go to your ATM and look? Chances are highly likely we won't find that 1 million shillings, right? Because profit is a book number. It's a calculation. But if I ask you, how much cash do you have in your business today? Most likely that's going to reflect in your cash flow statement, in your ATM, in your bank balance. And so I tell people, focus on the cash flow as opposed to the profit. And when people come to us for the PDI Growth Mentorship Program, and we're looking at things in terms of cash, the first thing is, are you making cash or not? That's the first level, right? Are you making cash or not, whether you're a business person or a professional? So the first step is, if you're not making cash, how do we help you make cash, right? And then when you make cash, the second level is, how do we make cash consistently? Yeah, so that's how we get cash flow. Otherwise, it's just a flash in the pan. And then after we've figured out how to make cash consistently, whether it's in business, whether it's in your career profession, the other step is, okay, how do we 10x this cash? So initially we weren't making cash. Now let's make cash. Okay, we make 20K, 30K. How do you make it consistently? Maybe it's 30K every month. Now the next step is, how do we 10x it? How do you make it 300K every month, for instance? And then that's when we look at different investment streams. That's when we look at other partnerships, which I won't go into detail right now, but PDI has made a point of partnering with very key financial institutions that can help you 10x your cash flow, right? So that's on the cash flow thing. So just to take back, remember I said the top 3 things we're looking at in managing cash as a business. One is your self-worth, where we looked at the whole psychology about business. The second one is net worth, which I've just talked about, relating to money and cash and how we perceive that within the business, and also the build up for cash flow. And the last one is a high income skill, right? High income skill. Now, it used to be in the past, we'd say, hey, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an engineer. We knew, the key jobs if you want to make money. Now that has really, really changed. Things have changed. Those jobs might not be as lucrative as we thought they were, partly because of competition. Not as many people are, not as many slots are available for those jobs. Secondly, because of remuneration, the salaries might not be as good as they were. Thirdly, because of automation, and that's also a factor. So the opportunities are there, but how to access them is a challenge, And so let me make it simple for you. I'm going to give you right now at least the top 10 lucrative jobs, high skill, high income skill jobs that you can research on, which you can work on, which you can on the side kind of get a certification on, which can help you get a very healthy side income or main income. So very quickly, I'll go through them because of time. The first one, number one, is AI and automation. So AI and automation, or what you call machine learning, is very key. Those skills. So having skills in AI or machine learning is very important, whether you're employed or not, whether you're in entrepreneurship or not. That's like knowing English, talk like literacy, like knowing how to count, like how to do maths. That's number one, very key. The second high income skill that is very important for you is digital marketing. Yeah, so understanding digital marketing is very key. I won't go into all the digital marketing tools. Those are things you can get when you join the PDI Growth Mentorship Program. The third high income skill, which all companies are looking for right now, is sales and high ticket closing. So not only developing sales strategies, but knowing how to close out sales. So sales and high ticket closing, very key skill, a high income skill that currently in the world, 2025, very key. The fourth one is personal branding and audience building. Yeah, so developing your brand as a person and creating a huge community. And that's why influencers are very, that's why they get paid the money they get paid. That's why every big corporate is looking for a influencer right now. Yeah, because of that. So because of that whole aspect of personal branding and community building. The fifth one is copywriting and persuasive communication or messaging. Yeah, and that kind of generative messaging, which AI does, which ChatGPT does. That's, I think, the most used part of ChatGPT is the generative AI, where you ask it, develop for me a blog, develop for me a piece of content and all this, because ChatGPT is so good with copywriting. Yeah, but that skill is still required, because even though ChatGPT might give you something, we still have to review it. So copywriting and persuasive communication and messaging is the fifth one, very important high income skill. The sixth one is something that Coach Betty does, which is productization of knowledge. So that means you have this piece of knowledge, but it's not just knowing the academic knowledge, but how do you convert it into a course? How do you convert it into a training outline? How do you convert it into a webinar? How do you convert it into an ebook, into a workshop? So being able to convert academic knowledge into something that can be monetized, which we call productization of knowledge. That's a key skill. Yeah, 4 more to go, and then I wrap up. The other one after that, the sixth one is, sorry, the seventh one is business systems and operational automation. So basically, just automating systems. Yeah. So a lot of systems, a lot of companies right now, they are in the space where they have all the systems, the processes, the structures, but they want to move into an AI landscape. And so that type of consultant who is able to help people automate the operations and the systems, that type of consultant is also highly paid and highly looked for. Yeah. Rounding up, number 8, data analysis and AI intelligence around the data analysis. So research, past trends, future trends that can help, change management decisions and the like. Also a high income skill that's really, top looked for. Number 9, and I have 10 of them. So number 9 is digital asset monetization. So your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Snapchat, your all those your threads, your X accounts, all of those, if you're able to help individuals, institutions, corporates, and groups of people to make money off of their social media platforms, if you're able to develop a strategy, if you're able to give a training, if you're able to write a book on that, if you're able to give people real specific steps that can help them make money from their platforms, that is also a source of income. And then the last one, which I also am involved in this personally as my business, number 10, is leadership and team culture development. A lot of companies right now will have Gen Z as the staff members, we'll have AI there, we'll have automation, we'll have all of these new things within the companies. And so these companies, one of the big challenges will be how staff relate to each other, and also the leadership dynamic, how it works within a company. So if you're a leadership coach, trainer, consultant, mentor, if you're somebody who is in team building or who can help people, teams work better, who can make people empathize with each other, who can help people to understand the customers better, that's a really powerful skill. Being a leadership and team culture development coach, really powerful. So I've been very fast because of time, but those are the top high income skills. And to round it off again, how do you manage to circumvent the cash crisis as a business person? 1, look at your self-worth. 2, look at your net worth. And then 3, focus on any of these high income skills or a combination of either. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jan. That was amazing. I see people saying they're learning a lot. Thank you very much. Jan is a leading coach. So for those of us who are coming to the mentorship group, this is the real deal. This is what we are going to get. And I hope you don't delay in registering for the mentorship group. We were actually asking you if you've registered, you let us know that you're already registered for the mentorship group, and that would be amazing. So we want to go to the last section of this live video today. We hope we are giving you value. We hope that you are learning something. If you are, can you kindly put that thing that you've learned in the comment section? Oh, Jennifer, you're amazing. You've really you listened and actually just put up everything that you're learning here. For those ones who will be watching the replay. And if you'll be watching the replay, we would also ask you to take time, share it, learn from it. But most importantly, think about the mentorship group so that we see what we are able to achieve in that 1 year. And also build a community. Jan has talked about cash crunch. Sometimes you don't even need much. You just need a community to keep you grounded. You need a community to tell you it's going to be okay. You need a community to tell you, please don't put your feet there. Don't put your hand there. Don't put your finger there. And that community saves you time. So the community is the PDI internship community. So at this point, I want to invite Coach Irene to come in and do something, teach us one or two things, and then, share with us what she's been able to do in the last many years of PDI.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Betty, and very good evening to all who have joined us on Facebook. I will not talk much because I have a flu and I don't want to start coughing. Coach Betty and Coach Jan have already done a fantastic job. They've given us many tips on positioning, on mindset, and I trust that even I was just following to see what people are putting on Facebook. And even if you implement just one point that you've learned from Coach Jan or Coach Betty, that's enough to transform your life. So mine is probably just to thank all those who have already registered for the mentorship program. We are honored that together for the 1 year, we can unlearn and relearn together. We have so many testimonials in the last 15 years at Personal Development Institute, over 7,000 alumni. We have another community we call TKC, the Kingdom Connect, and that has a membership of about 1,000. And in the last 5 years, we have had amazing testimonials. And one of the things I would say about your business playbook is the role of mentors, or the role of mentorship. And Coach Betty and Coach Jan, I know they have serious mentors locally and internationally, and not just mentors, they also have coaches, and that is why their brands have been able to impact people. We all know what Coach Betty does in the AI space, monetization, helping us just to monetize what we have. We know Coach Jan and what he does in terms of business growth strategies. A lot of that they have done because in their playbook, they have mentors. And we want to believe that most of you, even watching this, or those that will watch the replay, you also have mentors. And we are positioning the PDI mentorship group as part of your business, and not just business, even life playbook. And one of the things I can say about mentorship is that it shields you from burnout. I know people just say that I've been consistent for those 15 years. And yes, by God's grace, I have been. But one of the things that has helped me is because I've had mentors who have helped me during seasons of burnout. Mentors that we don't post everything on Facebook, never be lied to. I know a lot of Kenyans, unfortunately, we can't help people. And that's why I was asking earlier during the day, can people really be helped? Because I feel sad when I see thousands, it's actually thousands, if not millions, of people that are just caught up in this tea, and we can't stop it. The influencers who have the million followers have already taken that space. And, there are people who are emotionally invested in what I would call just shenanigans. So for me, part of what has worked, and I know it has worked for Jan and Betty and many other people that are in serious businesses that are making impact and income consistently, for many years, we are looking at 10 years and above, is just having mentors that shield you from burnout. A mentor that you can go and say, hey, this is what I'm going through at a personal level, at family level. These are the cash flow challenges I am having. May God rest the soul of my late mentor, Dr. James Margeria, in eternal peace. And I know I'll see him in heaven. But during a season that had have suffered a serious burnout when PDI had to transition from the leafy suburbs in Karen, where one of our rich TKC auntie, as we are calling her, lives, that transition was not easy. Maybe that is the time PDI would have gone down, never ever to be heard again. But I had a mentor in Dr. Margeria, who came to the offices in Karen at that time and said, my daughter, XYZ, because one of the other things, apart from shielding you from burnout, one of the other things that mentorship does is it reduces your learning curve. It cuts it into years. So he corrected me in love, but also went ahead, and I've shared this story before, took me literally physically to his bank. I'll never forget, in Current Shopping Center, Standard Chartered, and invested in my business 2 million shillings, because I know to many of us 2 million shillings is very little money, but I needed it. So it did two things. It cut my learning curve in business, because now I was able to see these are the mistakes I've made. But it also shielded me from burnout, because now there was someone holding my hand. And that is what this program is going to be about. We want to make it a safe space where people can come and share their burnout stories, where they're at, but that spark of hope that is still within them, whether it's about their business dreams, their personal dreams, or anything that means something to them. You know, we can offer each other a safe space, and you can be shielded from giving up. There's so many people giving up in life, getting depressed and discouraged, and just quitting. You know, they may seem functional on an everyday, but sometimes going to offices and to businesses mechanically, but deep down, there's something that's the spark is no longer there. I'll give also a current example, because someone may say, but Irene, that's an example of many years. Currently, we are also receiving mentorship from the NABO Capital. Today is what day? Someone remind me. On Tuesday, when we meet for business club, and we have Coach Betty's in our business club, Coach Jan is also there. We had the NABO team presenting to us. And I looked at the figures, and I know that it is petty cash. It's Thursday. Yeah, so we had the meeting on Tuesday. And I know it's petty cash. And let me just reference the number here, because I don't want to misquote. Then our TKC business members will come for my neck. I looked at the returns we have earned. Although we are many in the PDI community and even in TKC, only 121 have already onboarded that mentorship, that investment that we have with NABO Capital. And I looked at the returns we have made in 2 years. It's not a lot, but for me, it counts in our journey to building genuine wealth. Can you lose? Yes, you can, because anything can happen. There can be an economic crisis. There are risks factors even in investment. But the one thing that it is not a partnership that is designed to scam anyone. It's legit investment opportunities in the marketplace. So what is that mentorship helping us do? It is helping us move from head knowledge. I spent 10 years of my employment life in the banking industry. So I had a lot of head knowledge about stocks. You know, I know we use the word shares in Kenya more than stocks, but I mean, I had a lot of head knowledge, but I wasn't implementing it. So in just 2 years, NABO Capital has helped us to earn a passive return of 17,863,869. So we can roughly say, okay, I know in money you don't estimate. Okay, let's even just, it's closer to 18 million, but let's even just work with the lower figure of 17 million. So mentorship, you know, from people that have done it successfully will cut your learning curve, and it will make you to be accountable. There are so many things all of us know. There is so much knowledge and skills in this country, but at the same time, there is a lot of consumer debt. Why? Because most of us have not been able to package that knowledge and that education and the skills and what we know as professionals and entrepreneurs to really help us have money. And as Jan said, it's not just about cash flow, it's how much is in your investment account right now. How much is in your bank account? Of course, money shouldn't be lying idle in your bank account so that you can say, I have 10 million. But how much money is working for you? Today was Labor Day. When you're not laboring to create active income, how much money is working for you? So being in a safe space where their mentors can help all of us. And I have my many points here, but including protecting your energy from, what will I say? A lot of things that are not productive, but I'll not go through the whole list because we have a whole year in the mentorship program to do this together. So we want to thank those that have already registered. Allow me to thank those that have sponsored others. I think I am in awe of those who sponsor others because 15,000, we buy phones for our nephews, our nieces, and expensive phones. So we can afford to sponsor, especially the younger people. When we had the graduation on Saturday, as Coach Betty said, PDI for the last 15 years has been that space where families come to school together. I will never forget families that have come, mom, dad, their daughters in university, their sons in university, and they're looking at each other and helping each other with the strategic plans. So as we gathered physically on Saturday, I'm sure most of you have seen me sharing pictures and other community members sharing pictures. I looked at the Golden Girls. We celebrated the Golden Girls, everyone above 50, and there were those who are even extra special who are in their 60s. Yet in the same room, we had Gen Zs like Joy, and we actually had even from four leavers, listening to an economist, Ken Gishinga, listening to the CEO of Nabo Capital, listening to Captain Mary, listening to, our other speakers, because it is everyday education. For the Form 4 leaver, listening at their level, some were selling me their products, which I gladly bought: hair oil at 1,000, honey at 1,000. So they're still getting the concept, while somebody seated there will probably be now investing at $1 million, and our rich auntie will be investing at $1 million. But it's the same concept. The principles are the same. It's like gravity. So come to the mentorship program and come with your family members, invite your colleagues. And as I've always said, if by the end of the 1 year, you feel it didn't make sense for you financially, we would be more than happy to refund. And we can confidently say that because we know at the end of every program that we have run, people actually say, hey, we've taken PDI at a loss because this was so valuable. So I know we need to wind up. I was going to make a big announcement, which I am not sure I want to make that announcement any longer. I still think Kenya is not ready for personal development education. I think people are still fixated in the age where it's just about certificates, and there's a place for certificates. Don't get me wrong. But maybe we still have people's mindset fixated on certificates, degrees, all that, whether they are making sense in real life or not, as opposed to having that, but also realizing we need to critically think. We need to ask critical questions. We need to ask, are we stuck? We are all seeing political formations, and I don't want to go there. And we are also seeing all the T's. And sometimes we need to ask ourselves, are we too distracted by things that don't add value at the end of the day? So I was going to make a big announcement, but because even God rethinks, we all know from the Bible that God rethinks concepts, and, he changes his mind sometimes. We know that from the whole creation story. I think I'll shield it for a time when Kenya is ready for this, because I think many people are still not ready. Maybe we will keep building with the smaller communities, like the 121. I believe by next year, our returns will probably have hit 20 million and above, which is still a small figure, but it is better than nothing, because it is not money we are working every day to go and work for. It is money working for us. So I want to hand it back to Coach Betty, but we are looking forward for the 6th of May as we officially now kickstart the 1-year program. We have one of the most amazing coaches who will be speaking to us in addition to what the 3 coaches, me, Betty, and have prepared for you. I want to come and be inspired. She's in the industry, and her story, and I don't want to preempt, is really rising from just ordinary families. Sometimes we see people who are now handling billions, and we think, and at a personal level, they're already at that the millionaire in dollar status, and we think there are shortcuts. Not everybody has gone through shortcuts. Our community really tries to vet our speakers, because we're not going to bring you people here, even if they were in billions of dollars, leave alone billions of shillings, as long as they got it through corruption, because that is not aligned to our values here at PDI and at TKC. So we bring you speakers whose journeys we can identify with, because we know that most of us, I don't know about you, but most of us are not entrepreneurs who will angukia akadil or akidil the wrong way. So we want to bring people like us who are building slowly but surely through integrity. Today I saw a trending video, and it kind of made me feel sad. And I thought, what have we become as a society? Why would you intentionally put a video that is AI generated to whip people's emotions that someone has been hit by a bus, when it's not true? And to see so many people that don't even design AI content. That's why I'm so happy we have Coach Betty, who will be teaching us on how we can use AI for productivity, for the good things, because there are also many dark things and evil things that we can use AI for. It's just that we are not that tribe. And to just see so many people invested emotionally, saying pole to somebody who really doesn't exist because that's just an AI image. I kind of thought maybe we've sunk a bit low as a society. If it's just about cloud chasing, I don't know. And that is why you see, because we are sharing truth on these platforms, we may not have the numbers, but I think it is okay, because time has a way of indicating us. We now know a lot of things that shouldn't have happened in 2020 where COVID is concerned. But at that time, if you tried to critically think or even just ask a question, you are considered a conspiracy theorist. So I guess we will give this time, maybe another 5 years, 10 years, when Africa wakes up to personal development education, we can give it another trial. But in the meantime, if this aligns to what you're looking for, if you can track the people, I looked at Coach Betty on Saturday, and another alumni of PDI called Trufinjiro. She's a creative writer. She helps people write amazing books. And I looked at them. We even took a picture, which I'll post after this live or tomorrow. And I said, for over 10 years, we are still together. And many other people, Smith Muya, who was in PDI cohort 7, and that's like over 10 years. I said, all these people, if it wasn't making sense to them in terms of their time, in terms of their money, they would still not be in PDI circles. So if you're there and you're new to PDI, maybe new even to Coach Betty, new to Coach Jan, or even new to me, but you can you can authenticate our stories, our online presence, and how we've all been able to help people differently, and it connects to you, then you're the person we are looking for. We don't need to convince you. You need, if you need the mentorship, please on board. So we start on Tuesday next week, and it goes for a whole year. And we know that many lives will be touched. We would have loved for many more people to sign up, so that their mindset can change, so that they can understand AI better, so that they can understand business skills and strategies better to better their lives. But I think we are still at an age where tea, useless tea, if I may call it, is what has captivated and distracted so many people, sadly. My cousin, let me kill that story. But someone was telling me in another setting, how they thought these stories are true. So to see people so invested in something that is totally false and fake, sometimes for me, I'm just like, how now? Don't people even honor themselves? In fact, I was tempted and I asked ChatGPT. I just said, let me see if ChatGPT will even understand my. So I just asked ChatGPT, tell me more about kichwa malenge. And I like literally gave that prompt of kichwa malenge. And of course, ChatGPT said, this is a Kiswahili phrase for a pumpkin head. And it went on to describe what a pumpkin head is. Because sometimes I feel, even ndivyo tunabebwa by these teas. But if that is what trends and if that is what people like, even if it doesn't put a shilling in their account, then we can only let people be, you know? So looking forward to those who have light and people who are enlightened, people who like to ask critical questions, people who like to think, a tribe that is focused on being different. You know, by the time the current government, you know, the cycle of 5 years in Kenya, we know that. I shared with our PDI community that this 5 years, we were not going to fix our eyes on anybody, any politician. We were not going to blame parents. We were not going to blame the government. We were not going to blame the church. We were going to hold ourselves accountable. And that is why we are happy, because I think by the time the 5 years are done, most of us will have enjoyed some amount of passive income. The other day, some people that I will not name said, Coach Irene, we just want to bless you. And they gave me a gift of, and that is why my big announcement was to be tied to that, because they gave that money to me as a gift, not to PDI or TKC. And they said, you know, the last 2 years, we have made this amount of passive income, money that we would never, you know, have probably made if you had not introduced us to Nabo Capital. So I don't know, if people want to be in spaces where they're just being taken advantage of, you can't help them. We see that even in fake churches. But if you are listening to us, or you will listen to this later, and you know you don't want to be in the group of people who are being carried kubebwa hivi hivi, if I may put it that way, then join us and invite your colleagues, your family, your neighbors, your workmates. Let's do this together. Back to you, Coach Betty.
Thank you so much, Coach Irene. Thank you for that session. It was actually a challenge, and it is a challenge to all of us. You know, we choose which side we want to belong to. The internet is very vast. Social media is big and has many stories, many happenings, many things going on. And we get to choose. One of the things I know, especially about Kenyans, and I don't want anyone who is here from another part of the world to feel offended, but I know something about my people. We are brilliant. We are amazing. Sometimes I sit and look at the kind of things that Kenyans build online, and I'm like, gosh, I wish we started like China, so that when we're in class 3, we learned how to, to differentiate softwares. And then by the time we hit class 7, we could make iPhones. But since we were not in those economies, we are in our economy. I feel we are really, really sharp people. Kenya has a very brilliant population. And I keep wishing that one day, this will turn into one day we will figure out a way of monetizing all that brilliance in the right way. And when I say in the right way, I mean in a way that will help us earn from our online presence. I know there are people online earning from their online presence. Some of them will never share what they do. It's okay. I mean, everybody gets to make a choice. Some will share what they are doing. But I feel like one day, as a population, we will learn how to monetize all this brilliance. Sometimes people are frustrated maybe by the, I don't know, different things, the economy, the system, many things. But maybe one day, I was hoping in the age of AI that will happen. I still am very, very hopeful that AI will make it easier. People will find ways of just monetizing that knowledge, that brilliance, that humor. We can monetize even humor, that curiosity. This is the age that power has been given back to the normal mwananchi. We have power. We don't have to ask anybody for permission to monetize our curiosity. The internet allows us to do that. You don't have to ask someone for permission to monetize your expertise. The internet allows you to do that, and you can find buyers, and you can find people that get excited about your content, your way of life, and all that. And I really hope and pray that one day Kenya will shine. One day Kenya will shine, will be known for something. We will position ourselves as a serious populace. Like people can actually literally ask for, I want someone to, like draft, I want someone to draft humor and all this for a TV program. I want someone to draft this and this for a book, and big economies shall be ordering from us. Up until then, those ones who already learned the internet and they learned how, what do we call it? The new currency is attention. So sometimes people tend to look for attention and they take advantage of others who probably are not very tech savvy and they're not able to understand that this is organized, organized whatever. I wanted to say organized crime, then I rethought my words. But this is organized something. Some of them are not able to tell. And so they invest their emotions, they invest their money, they invest all these things. But I know one day, just one day, that breakthrough will come and we will monetize our jokes, our presence, our brilliance, our university education, our diplomas, our years of experience, our frustration. We will monetize that. Coach Erin, you want to say something before we close?
Yes, Coach Betty, I want to say, Coach Betty is being nice. Coach Betty has this warm, wonderful, wise personality. And it's true what she's saying. Kenyans are brilliant. We have very sharp minds. But the truth needs to be said that most people are wasting their time online. Because if we don't say it directly, I may not sound as let me be the bad one. Sometimes you need, one of the things actually that mentorship does for you is to wake you up from your blind spots. And many people don't even realize from the moment you wake up and go to that WhatsApp group, or you go to Facebook, or you go to X, or you go to TikTok, or you go to, mostly LinkedIn is sane, or you go to, but most of the time, especially Facebook and TikTok, from the moment you wake up, like open your eyes like this, unless somebody helps you to realize that you're walking into a matrix of non-productivity and that you're wasting your time. You're giving your time to people online who have strategies while you have none. Then the trend will continue. And that day that Coach Betty hopes for, and I know because she's told me even that in person, instead of it coming in the next maybe 3 to 5 years, it may take another 10 years. People just need to be told straight up. They won't like it, but you need to consider, and mostly it's not the people who follow us. We have serious followers, but hopefully we hope that sometimes as you share, and please help us share. I think we have 52 of us logged in here. Share on your timelines. It could help somebody who is already realize that they're actually wasting their time on social media. I mean, Coach Betty, we need to tell people that tea doesn't translate to passive income. And you can be in communities where your time, even on social media, can give you some money, active or passive or otherwise. I think we need mentorship. One of the things we have heard from people in our community is that, oh, you opened my eyes to actually realize that people like who never used to understand the game of these teas that people are emotionally investing in. There are people who didn't know. I felt so very deeply sad the other day when somebody told me, Coach Irene, until our relative fainted, I had never connected that. You know, the way people nowadays are just collapsing and we need to ask questions. I had never connected that it could probably have something to do with the COVID jabs. Unless we come out of those spaces where we hide and we don't want to ask the hard questions, we don't want to have the hard conversations, we all want to pretend we don't even know what's going on, yet we are victims of these things every day, then we will continue going on the wrong path. We owe it to our Gen Zs for standing up and facing even authority and power in government so that we could have a different conversation on the finance bill. And I know I was one of those, and I still take that stand that I believe it should be done in a way that no one dies. Sadly, people died, you know. But we owe it to ourselves, even the older generation, to be more like Gen Zs, to ask questions, to be curious. Because everybody nowadays is on phone. You are catching a matatu or you enter a matatu, everyone is on phone. You're being driven, you're on phone. You sit in a restaurant, you're on phone. Even in churches, we are on phone, sometimes taking notes, but sometimes also just scrolling. So because everybody is on these gadgets, then we must have the questions of, are we being productive or are we being distracted? Are there forces? You know, I read something that is now in the US, not here, but I read somebody who said, as opposed to going after that person on the street, maybe one man or one woman who is waving an LGBTQ flag, how about going after those who are sponsoring the movement, but they are flying in private jets? We all know about TikTok and China. Are they are the creators, but are they consuming what we are consuming in this market? No. Why not? Anyway, let me not be very tough, but I can tend to ask very blunt questions because sometimes we need tough love and holding each other accountable to be able to make a difference. I feel sad when I see people deceived and just caught up in a web, really in the matrix of deception. And today I wondered, is it that we have forgotten, especially those of us who call ourselves Christians, have we forgotten that deceit and the devil are in the same WhatsApp group? What's with all the deception? Anyway, Coach Betty, come and rescue me. So let me stop so that Coach Betty can wind up nicely with love and with wisdom.
Yeah, and we need to close now. It's already 9:18, but thank you very much. Thank you, Coach Irene. Thank you, Jan. But most importantly, I want to thank everybody who has shared. You guys have really, really shared this video. You've left us comment. I've seen people who have joined the mentorship program just right here, and I appreciate you and recognize you. You've left us a comment, you've attended. That is amazing. If you'll be watching this replay, we appreciate you. We know that you will help us share it. One of the things that I keep worrying and wondering about is the rest of us who are not participating in the tea. What are we doing? And I've always asked Coach, do you think if we also now, started our own community, people would support us? Like, let's now decide which side we belong to. So if we started our own, like this community, we want to give value. We want to, because we can't keep quiet and say, okay, let the tea continue. Maybe we should call it Nanti Corner or something. Would you come and support us? That would be nicer. And I'm wondering, what are the rest of us doing? What are the rest of us who are not doing tea doing? Are we out there talking the things that we want to see? So that those ones who are being deceived and they can follow those teas, some they can find somewhere else to come and listen. Can we support each other? Can all the coaches, consultants, speakers, service providers, business people, entrepreneurs who do not want to belong to that other side of team come and be on the other side, not to fight, not to compete, just to be comfortable so that everybody can board, you know, whichever side you want to board, you have a seat, enjoy. So if you want to come to this Nanti side, maybe we should get a name for it. We are also very lazy. We should actually sit down and get a name for it. We hope that when that happens, this is one of the ways we are actually building that kind of a community. You know, would you come and support us? And we know that you have supported us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being part of this. When you watch the replay, also share that. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you have more questions concerning the mentorship program, you didn't understand what it is, Maureen is here. Coach Irene, you can inbox me, inbox Jan, inbox Maureen, inbox Coach Irene. Ask questions. If you're not getting it, ask questions. If you don't know what it means, ask questions. If you're meeting us for the very first times and you're like, who are these who are against tea? Come and ask questions. And we are going to be very glad to answer that. So we want to thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming. We'll be doing more of this. And we hope that every time we do it, you can always come and support us. So maybe, I don't know, I've always thought maybe we should, I don't know how to start a scandal coach so that it can bring many people to the Nanti corner. Maybe, I don't know.
I
I
have
don't
an
know.
idea.
What's the idea?
You know, because I'm the single one, nitafutwe kimtu na huko.
Then we can say, oh, look at her. No, that will
That
still
one
be
will
bad
that
tea.
one will really trend.
Yeah, but it will be bad tea. So anyway, we will figure out how to do it. We don't hate the player. We don't hate the game. We just master them both and look at which side you want to belong to. So guys, really just inviting you to the mentorship program. Consider joining us. If you probably feel this is not for you, I mean, it's not for you right now. Maybe it's not for you because you're doing something else or you're in another mentorship group. Consider paying for one more person, 2 people, sponsor them to this program, and we will see you in the program. And you know, we do the 1 year and have our graduation, inshallah, in Dubai. God help us, and that will be amazing. So thank you so very much, guys. We appreciate you for coming. Have a good morning to those who are joining from another part of the world. Good afternoon or good evening to those in 254 and other environments. Have a good night.